Hello, everyone. Today we are resuming the Shiny Club, and today we are going to take a look at our next project, which is Create Branding. Uh, this is before the daylight's break, and we started this, but this was in suspension. But now we are resuming this, and for the Create Branding project, the goal is to create a brand YAML file depending on the user inputs. Now, the brand YAML file is something that enables you to create a single file for creating theming and branding for your project. And that single file should be able to change the theming for a Shiny for Python project, a Shiny for R project, or a Quarto project. And we can actually take a look at the brand YAML website. So go to brand.yaml, and here on the home page we see an example brand YAML file where we see that it has different sections. The meta section contains name, that could be short or long name with link. There is logo, color, typography, and there is another section which is where you could provide some extra options which are specific to either Shiny or Portal. So each section here is detailed in more with more features within each of these sections in the menu. For example, if you go to the logo, there are multiple options. You could provide three different logo files as small, medium, large. You could provide more information. So for example, the names for the header logo and the white header logo and so on. Similarly, if you look at the color options, it could be as simple as just providing the semantic colors in Bootstrap directly here, or you could provide a palette of colors and then reuse those colors defined here within the semantic colors for your project. So this is very useful, and you can easily then put this file in the root directory of your project, and that would be able to change the theming of your Shiny or Quarto projects. The goal for this app project for the Shiny meetings is to create a package after first creating a brand YAML file. So the user inputs that we expect for this app is the company branding information. Now, company branding information could come as individual images of colors, of font instructions, and so on. They could be screenshots that the user takes, or they could be PDF files, and all of that could be provided to LLMs. On the brand YAML site, we can see I think it's um, so in the inspiration, we have some examples, but the one that I want to uh, change here, see here is the articles section, and it says creating a brand YAML with an LLM, and it has this prompt that you can copy and paste to an LLM and then ask it to create a YAML file. So you would say create a brand YAML for your company name using the following context from your company name. And here you either provide screenshots, as I said before, of your typography, color, logos, or you can provide PDF files, but you copy and paste this complete prompt that provides information to the LLM what to do, uh, how to create the brand YAML, because as of now, the LLMs are not yet trained on brand YAML. So how do we proceed and how do we get started? So one thing that we could do is we could use APIs for the LLMs. For example, Chat GPT has the API through OpenAI. We can also use Claude, but these require API keys, and they are not, they don't have a free tier. I believe that Google has a free tier that we could use. The one I have used is the Cloudflare API key. Elmer is a package, an R package that I'm interested in using in this project, if possible, because Elmer enables chatting with LLMs and sending data and receiving data from LLMs through APIs. The limitation right now is that Elmer uh, currently does not support Cloudflare directly. Cloudflare has OpenAI version of their API docs, but the problem is that it's not yet implemented in Elmer. So there are just a few minor things that are required there, and I think in a few days that would be implemented. So before that, we could just use header 2 and create functions for that. So I have one example of using the Llama 3.2 11 billion parameter vision instruct model that can take in inputs and then create, that can take an image input and then create, and then return answer to what the image contains. The goal here is to extract information about color. So I have this image that is from Walmart's palette, and this is the image is coming from that inspiration page. If we go to the Walmart section, it has this image. So I saved it on desktop, and then I am providing this image to um, the Cloudflare API. So first we need an account ID and API key, which I have provided in the R environment, and the number of tokens that we can use as an input, and then returns the total number of tokens are max tokens. Provide the base URL, the model we want to use, and create a URL from it. The system prompt here, as an example, I tried you are an AI that extracts hex colors from images. And then the prompt here is extract all hex color codes from the provided image. Here is the image path. So we run this, and then loading the header2 package. Then I create a binary of the raw file type for the image, and that is by reading bin function, where I'm reading the image and it reads it in a raw format, and then I convert it into an integer format. And then here is the header2 request, where I provide the URL for the model we are using, provide the API key, and in the request body, we provide the maximum tokens, the system prompt, and the user prompt. And here we also provide the image in the format of integers that we created above. Make sure that this is a post request, and take care of the errors, and then perform it and get the result as JSON. And then once the result is, uh, if this request is successful, we get response, and then from that we get result and response. And if I run that, this produces these colors because I asked it to extract the hex colors from images. So this is how it's providing me that information. Now the goal is to have inputs which are all the inputs relevant to the brand YAML. So as we have seen in the home page, these are all the inputs, and the section that shows us prompting the file it tells the LLM that there are some basic input parameters, but there could also be details, as we have seen. If I, for example, look at typography, we see that you could either just provide the fonts like this, or it could be very detailed and provide more information about the file paths. If you are using local fonts, for Google Fonts, we provide more details like weight of the fonts, how they are used, line height, and so on. So this could be as detailed as you want. And the goal is that we have inputs provided in Shiny that either the user could change manually, or the LLMs, once they return the brand YAML file based on our input, it then changes all those inputs and then show that brand YAML file right inside the Shiny app. The next step is to make a package that will package that brand YAML file and also extract colors from brand YAML to create scale functions and theme for maybe theme is not really needed here, but scale functions for ggplot2. And so an example package that could look something like this based on that result would be where you have this function. In this case, I named it as save brand YAML file, but it could be anything, for example, get brand or anything that is appropriate. And once you do this, it should save the brand YAML file that is generated, and it's stored in this package to the working directory, which is needed for theming to work. Similarly, you could also get fonts, uh, and then there is scale color, scale fill, and theme. So here I have this example. Obviously, this is manually generated, but the goal is that we could get something like this, and we could create a package out of it just by providing some inputs or just a text input to the LLM with the PDF or screenshots of the branding. So that's the whole goal of this project. We have about 30 days. The dates here are outdated, so I'm going to update them from today until the end of the month, from today until the end of 30 days. So we need a total of 30 days. And so the first step here is to figure out what should the app look like. I have some ideas, which I am going to put in the issues here, wireframing and features issue. So this is it for today, and I'll see you the next time. Thank you.